Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fadwa Wazwaz, and I wanted to do a presentation today, and it's going to be a response to the New York Times editorial and some of their call, which came out today, which is to deradicalize the Palestinian society. You could probably read what they have to say. I don't think it's anything different than what's been said by most Zionists. But I'm focusing here on their solution, which is the de-radicalizing of Palestinians. It's very important that we put front and center that Palestinians need justice and rights restored, not de-radicalization. Any conversation about Palestine, including Gaza's future, must begin with an honest reckoning of the past and must center Palestinian voices, especially those living throughout historic Palestine, including Gaza. The editorial fixation on Hamas follows again the "do you condemn Hamas?" This is a dangerous obfuscation of the situation because it seems to colonize history and colonize our worldview. So we only just stay focused on Hamas instead of the deeper foundational injustice, the creation of Israel, which is, by the way, contested because Palestinians do not accept, nor can they be bombed to the Stone Age to accept its existence. Israel was founded by war criminals and terrorists. They stole another people's homeland, which led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians and the countless massacres that remain unaccounted for. The Nakba was not a footnote. It did not end. It's a systematic rupture. It's ongoing. Its legacy lives on through ongoing land theft, occupation, siege, apartheid, hostage taking, systematic denial of Palestinian rights. It takes a really long time to go into detail about what Israel has been doing the past 75 years. Calls to de-radicalize Gazan society or Palestinians, especially from those who celebrate Netanyahu or they meet with Netanyahu, who's a war criminal, a wanted war criminal, as well as Israel's founders, many of whom committed much, much, much worse atrocities than October 7th, acts of terrorism, oversaw destruction of over 500 Palestinian villages, continue to support ethnic cleansing. Those voices are condemned. These calls of de-radicalizing Palestinians are condemned. This rhetoric attempts again to colonize history, just as the land was colonized by cutting and pasting fragments of the story, just the way they cut and paste the land and they give us certain like little, reservations here, reservations here. So they give us a little whisper here, a little whisper here. So this colonization of history, it erases the root causes of Palestinian suffering and inserting myths and fairy tales, just like they insert the illegal settlers in our midst to justify the injustice. The obsession with Hamas must go. It must end. It's just a convenient distraction. Palestine was taken without the consent of its people. It was stolen from its people. Israel is a colonizing force and cannot be forced upon the people of the land. The violence did not begin with Hamas rockets. It began with European-backed plans to sell stolen land. It began with Zionist war criminals and terrorists who destroyed villages, carried out ethnic cleansing, and denying Palestinians the right of return. Gaza's rebuilding must be led by Palestinians themselves. They possess natural resources, such as offshore gas reserves that could fund reconstruction and redevelopment. But before any meaningful recovery can begin, justice must be served not just for the genocide that we witnessed the past 2 years, but for the numerous massacres upon which Israel was built. Justice must be served. There is no other way to deradicalize Palestinian society. The architects of Israel's founding, many of whom committed major war crimes and acts of terrorism, have never faced accountability. They must be brought to justice for the wounds of the past and the present to begin to heal. Calls to deradicalize Palestinians while honoring those who built a state through war crimes, theft, ongoing bloodshed are not just hypocritical. Again, they're attempts to colonize history, and they are condemned. By cutting the truth and inserting falsehoods, just as illegal settlers are implanted within Palestinian cities, the international community erases the root causes of Palestinian suffering and inserts myths that justify ongoing injustice. The denial of history and the present-day colonization perpetuates the very condition that led to October 7. If the world is serious about peace, it must stop treating Palestinian resistance as a pathology and begin confronting the pathology of colonialism. Justice cannot be achieved by criminalizing the oppressed while celebrating their oppressors. A person who's been dispossessed, besieged, denied basic rights does not need to be de-radicalized. They need justice served. Again, don't colonize our history, our worldview with fairy tales, myths, foolishness, weaved together by fools who lack reason. We know our history, we live its consequences, and we demand its reckoning. Allow justice to be served. Enough nonsense. Thank you very much.